morning, everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. And here we are on a Friday. How's it going, guys?
How's it going, Stag Guy? It's going good for me.
I'm having a
26 degrees.
I'm having a heat wave. It's supposed to get up to 23 today.
Yeah, see, we're going to be right around 50 degrees and sprinkling. So really not too bad here in the Pacific Northwest. We do have some breaking news coming out of the Olympics, though. And 41-year-old Lindsey Vonn ends up getting airlifted off the course. It was poor conditions. Visibility was pretty terrible. And she ends up going down, getting caught in the nets, and getting airlifted off the course. So maybe, it may not be any Olympics for her this year. We're obviously waiting to hear exactly the extent of the injuries, but rough way to go. Plus, in the 40s, you just don't rebound quite as well. So every morning, in fact, I am very sure.
So we're already at the Olympics. Damn, I didn't even.
Yeah, so we are roughly.
Olympics start on Thursday. Yeah, Olympics start Thursday. Opening ceremony Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
Wow.
Friday, right?
This is Friday.
Yeah, I think it was Friday.
Man, it seems like time flies. I thought we just got out of the Olympics. I don't know. That's weird.
I mean, it's every other year now, right? Because they split up the Winter and Summer Olympics.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Man. Yeah.
And yes, it is Friday. That is opening ceremonies.
Yeah. And I only remember that because we talked about it on this show.
Yes.
Hey, what country is it in? I don't even know what country it's
Italy.
in this year. Italy? It's in Italy?
Yep.
Okay. Man, that's gonna be wild. Pat, you could go back to the motherland.
Yeah, I probably am not gonna have the time to do so as much as it would be enjoyable.
I could see Philly Sports Guy out there. Could you imagine Philly Sports Guy at the Olympics? That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, but unfortunately, you're going to see the Philly Sports Guy out in San Francisco at the Pro Bowl and all that, and to go from San Francisco back home, change all my clothes, get back on the road, and go to Italy for 2 weeks, where I got to imagine it's going to be ridiculously expensive. I just ain't got the money like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, I feel you. Yeah, I was looking at. I was going to take a flight to New York. And because I got some friends out there and some family, and $469 if I want to fly in August, the end of August. I think like the last week of August. So yeah, that's. I mean, I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but man, I'm cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little cheap over here.
No,
I'm a little cheap.
That's okay, Jay. Everybody's got their thing, and we understand.
Yes, I appreciate it.
Know this, Jay.
Oh man, has it already got out that fast? Damn, I thought I was pulling it off.
So one of the things that I just did, which is the reason why I'm just a half a second late, other than the fact that when I looked for the link, it wasn't there.
Yeah, well,
I cursed up a few times.
When you're covering the stuff in stadium and you get home in the middle of the night, it takes a little time to put your office back together.
Yeah, I understand. But anyways, so they have options for you to apply to be part of the red carpet for the NFL awards.
Oh, okay.
So that I applied for me and my lady friends.
Nice.
And hopefully we will get chosen. The picture that I showed would be a great picture, and if by chance I even happen to get in, which I'm hoping that that's the case, I'm trying to work magic to get tickets. I can imagine that I will be like John Hamm is the guy who's doing the, is the host.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine that I would be the butt of a few jokes.
Sure.
Just my opinion, but.
I mean, if you're showing up to it painted up, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
So Pags, not only did you hire your offensive coordinator last night, but you just added another coach this morning.
Who's that?
Gizzard from Tampa Bay. Josh Gizzard as the passing game coordinator. He was Tampa Bay's offensive coordinator last year.
Yeah, they liked him, and they wanted him to be. He was interviewing for the offensive coordinator's job. It's interesting how they have restructured their coaches. I expect that there's going to be a run game coordinator also hired very soon.
Mm-hmm.
They had Jeff Stoutland in that position, because Jeff is also he really is the offensive lines coach. That is really his claim to fame.
Right.
And last year they gave him the run game coordinator position, and to say the least, our run game was not exciting, especially after a year where we had lots of yardage gained on the run.
True.
So I think it was one of those situations where they're like, hey, listen, we're going to put you back in the position that you're best at, and that's offensive line coach. And, keep the same money. Mm-hmm. So it's not, you could call it a demotion, except for the fact that he's getting paid the same. And he's a well-respected coach in this, in this organization. So it's not anything like, I don't look at this as a bad thing. I kind of just hope that he, is all right with that, which I kind of expect that he is, or else it wouldn't have happened.
Right.
So how do you feel about your offensive coordinator? I know he was a quarterbacks coach, right, over in Green Bay.
Yeah,
right,
Sean Redmond.
Yeah. Well, if you look at history of the Eagles choosing quarterbacks coaches from Green Bay, it's worked out in our favor.
It has.
I will say this: the Eagles are good at a number of things. Choosing coaches is one of their fortes, actually. When it's been given, when it's been earned, I'll say it this way, for Nick to be able to choose his next coach, which has happened each time he's made the Super Bowl, that choice hasn't always panned out. When the Eagles have chosen, they wind up in the Super Bowl. So, that being said, it's like I'm gonna trust them until they show me that I can't trust them.
Right.
Yeah. That's interesting, though, that the Eagles do a better job picking than the head coach does picking, though. That's interesting. That's interesting.
Well, you know what? I think when you take out friendship and ego out of the equation, not that there is, not that Howie doesn't know a ton of people out there and stuff like that. And, Howie's got an ego as well. You know what I mean? It's like there's no doubt in my mind that he's got, some strength and some sway in that locker room. I think that when you have won the Super Bowl and you just got there and you want to be able to reward the people closest to you, and that's kind of what happened. And it doesn't always work out. Some people are just not ready to take that jump and that leap.
Yeah.
And so, and you think about it, our offensive coordinator, he was the passing game coordinator. He's going to be still an assistant offensive coordinator. He wasn't fired.
Yeah.
So it may be one of those things where it's like, hey, listen, we gave you a little bit too much credit, that thinking that you were ready for the job. We still think that, there has been a lot of talk about how this guy is going to be primed to be a head coach. Now he's had to step back. You know what I mean? He was an offensive coordinator, had to take a step back, but still is part of the organization. Still there, still doing his thing. So ultimately, I think that there's something to be said for that what they saw in him is still correct, or else they would have just let him go.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and then you hear like all the stuff that's happening in Denver,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
it became like a complete shitstorm. You know, where the coach just said, he got into one of his moods and fired everybody.
That's pretty much what Aaron Glenn did as well. They were just talking about it.
So I think that the Eagles are a really well-run organization.
They are.
And they take care of their players and their coaches well enough that they will accept a demotion to remain with the organization.
Right. And the thing with Mannion though too is you have to wonder if the hiring today by getting Gizzard there as well is maybe an insurance policy in case things don't work out with Mannion. Because Gizzard does have the year of play calling experience, which he did this past year in Tampa. Tampa's offense wasn't as good as it has been, but every Tom, Dick, and Harry in the starting lineup was injured this year for Baker Mayfield, so it's not like he had many options at one point.
I was going to say, I don't care if you're a genius of a play caller.
Yeah.
No one's left on your roster. It's
I mean, and even then,
I don't understand.
Well,
yeah, I don't understand why the Broncos fired their defensive coordinator. They had one of the best defenses in the league. They
didn't fire their defensive coordinator. Vance Joseph is their defensive coordinator.
Okay. I thought y'all said they had fired everybody.
Pretty much everybody. Like Jim Leonard is gone. OC is gone. Jim Leonard was a stinking secondary coach, and Denver's got one of the best secondary units in the NFL. So I don't know why they fired him.
Okay, I thought y'all said that he went on the rampage and fired everybody.
No, Vance Joseph.
He went and fired a lot of people though. Like he did. Yeah. It so much so that the quarterback had to jump in and say something. And the quarterback is also pissed off. So he's really good at pissing off everybody.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is what Pags just said about Philly too, like how Philly's really good if their coaches don't necessarily like succeed in a specific role, that they're willing to take a quote unquote demotion to remain with the organization. You could say the same thing about Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph came up as the Broncos defensive coordinator. They promoted him to head coach. He was the head coach for 2 years and did not do well at all. But instead of firing him and saying, well, we don't want you here anymore, they just bumped him down to the defensive coordinator, which is where he's been now the last 4 years.
Donna, I don't listen to the comments. I don't even use the comments. So I just wait for Bo to put them up. So you have to forgive me on that. I just don't listen to the comments, Donna. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't put them all up. If y'all are talking amongst yourselves, I keep the show moving.
Yeah, I don't even look at the comments. I just talk. Nothing against you, Donna. I just don't look at the comments.
I mean, it might be personal against you, Donna. It might be personal.
Hey, listen, I catch a stray about every other show. Okay, I mean, I get it right and left.
Smart water hat comments.
Hey, listen, I have to stretch before I come on this show just so I can duck the comments, man. Okay, I'm over throwing the hamstrings.
I mean, the comment that Brad put up there too about like Sean Mannion being a former NFL quarterback. I mean, he was a former NFL quarterback, but it's not like he was good. He was pretty much a former backup quarterback that made 2 career starts.
That's actually what makes him good.
Yeah.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like a lot of those guys that were in the league for a minute end up being good coaches.
Yeah. I think he has like 8 touchdowns, 13 interceptions in his career. Like he's not great, but he's only had 2 career starts. But I mean, he sat behind Kirk Cousins. He sat behind Stafford. I mean, he's not like he was on a team that had a crappy quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, he worked, he learned and was in the room under like 5 or 6 coordinators who were well respected.
Yep.
So
Green Bay, like he was a quarterback's coach in Green Bay, but he worked under Matt LaFleur, who's always been respected as one of the better play callers. So it's not like he wasn't getting a lot of knowledge out of that.
and this guy's upside has been tremendous in terms of it's only been 2 years that he's been out of the NFL as a quarterback.
Yeah.
So now it's like his rise is
he's only 31.
Right. So everybody's got him slated as a potential head coach within the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So he literally came out of coaching then. I'm assuming he's been with the Packers for 2 years before he got the
1
offensive
year.
coordinator?
1 year. This was
Is
his
it just
only
1 year?
His only year with the
Okay.
Packers. Yes.
Wow, that's quick to promote the offensive coordinator, though. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of experience. Does that
But
worry you that he doesn't have a lot?
no, I'm not. And I feel like that is because he has been so super impressive to everybody that he's worked with that it's sometimes you have to just okay, this guy was meant for this.
Yeah. Fun fact about Mannion is Kevin O'Connell had Sean Mannion in Los Angeles his last year in Los Angeles before he took the Vikings job. When he took the Vikings job, he basically made it a point that said, I want Mannion to come from Los Angeles to Minnesota to be Kirk Cousins' backup. So the Vikings did what they could to get Sean Mannion to come over here. But one of the things that Kevin O'Connell did with Mannion the last couple of years, they took him from being the backup quarterback. They moved him down to the number 3 option. And a lot of times during practices and walkthroughs, Kevin O'Connell was actually having Sean Mannion call plays. So, like, Kevin O'Connell was already kind of grooming him to be an offensive coordinator the last couple of years in Minnesota, like on a scout team, and he was the one that was calling the plays and not the offensive coordinator.
Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, that's cool. I mean, yeah, I guess if he's been groomed, while he was playing, then that's one thing. I just, with only a year of really quarterback experience, not the coaching experience. Well, I guess the quarterback coach is coaching experience. Yeah. So yeah, I guess I can see that. That always worries me when they don't have a lot of coaching experience, but sometimes maybe that's not a bad thing. Maybe he's got different habits that aren't bad.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, I know that you don't know many quarterbacks coaches in the league. I mean, let's face it. I mean, that's not one of those things that it gets announced. Right. I mean, they don't even do like interviews or anything with the media. So it's like, the head coaches and the coordinators. That's it, really. Yeah, anytime beyond that, like, you don't know who's an up and comer unless they talk about them a lot. And in Green Bay, they spoke about this guy plenty. So I mean, maybe it's because it's not you're not part of that region. I mean, I can't say why you haven't heard his name. I know that he was on a lot of lists.
Yep.
For this.
Yeah, I mean, the only quarterback coaches that you've really heard anything with the last couple of years are J.T. Barrett, who's the Bears quarterback coach. He was the Lions quarterback coach under Campbell, who was being looked at as an OC candidate this past offseason.
Yeah, but that's why you hear about it.
Yeah, and then
Josh considered for something you wouldn't nobody knows.
And then Josh McCown. Like, Josh McCown is the one quarterback coach that you actually have heard a lot about for several years just because he's kind of had that reputation to be a very good quarterback coach. He hasn't got an OC position yet, but like every stop that McCown's been at since he retired, all you hear is, oh, McCown was such a great coach for this young quarterback. McCown was such a great coach for this young quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and some of that you hear because he was a quarterback.
Yep.
Right. But a lot of times when it's a quarterback coach or any of the lower level coaches, really, you never hear about them unless they either have a impressive blunder or their particular unit is just showing out, whether it's quarterback or DBs or whatever. Right. So for you to know about all of the other coaches is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, how many
you don't know every coach.
Hey, how many years do you think you give Monken before the Browns fire him? How many years do you think he survives there?
I mean, did you guys hear the comment about Emmanuel Acho?
I heard he made a comment that was interesting. I did not hear the comment, though.
He's made a lot of really dumb comments.
So his comment basically after they hired Todd Monken was, if I'm Shedeur Sanders, I'm not even listening to a thing that Todd Monken says because what type of success has Monken ever had as a head coach? I'm like, he's never been a head coach before, so you can't even throw that argument out there. And last time I checked, he's done very well working with Lamar Jackson and a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. So I'm pretty sure I'd be listening to Monken.
Well, and I mean, yeah, he's worked all over the NFL. He was an assistant for a couple of national championships with Georgia. I mean, the guy has a resume.
I'm pretty sure I would listen to what he says.
Not even just that. He's your head coach. So what? Yeah. You're just going to ignore your head coach and not evolve and get better? It's not like he was out there tearing it up, right? I mean, he had a 350-yard game to bring his average per game to 200. Like, not exactly killing it here.
Right.
A negative interception touchdown ratio. Like, you need some coaching.
Yeah.
I would not be just randomly ignoring my head coach. Like, that is not a good way to win football games.
Right.
Hey, Donna said, I just put on the comments. I did want to see what they were saying. I normally don't look at the comments, but yeah, Donna, yeah, if you come to Texas, I'll bring you out to the house. I'll give you some barbecue. But like anything else, you got to be gone in 3 hours, man. 3 hours. That's all I'm going to do. I'll give you 3 hours.
He's done peopling after 3 hours.
Hey, 3 hours. That's it. But let me ask you guys this. Sanders being elected to the Pro Bowl, am I the only one that thinks like, what the hell? Why did that happen?
So it happened because, first off, the Pro Bowl is a complete sham of a thing now anyway. But the main reason it happened is because people duck out of it. There's no incentive to go. Like, it used to be cool. It used to literally be an all-star game. You played out football.
Did you get paid like $50,000 for it too?
Like, the payment for it made sense.
Yeah.
Now it's on a Tuesday. It's flag football. So you got people bailing out of it. And Shedeur isn't even the worst one that's made it in recent history. Tyler Huntley is probably the worst example of somebody that got in, because he also lost more games than he won. Only played 5 games. At least Shedeur played a couple more, I guess, and only threw for 600 yards, and he made it to the Pro Bowl. So this lets you know that the Pro Bowl is absolutely pointless. And Lawrence bailed out. Josh Allen isn't going to go. So every prominent quarterback that was ahead of him declined going. Right. And it's in Cisco, so who cares?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, because it seemed like it used to be back in the day. If you were a Pro Bowler, I mean, people used to say, "Hey, he's a Pro Bowler," like that meant something. Like it's prestigious. And now it's like, from everything I've seen and gathered and listening to you say that now, which makes sense. It's like the Pro Bowl, being named a Pro Bowler doesn't really mean anything. Like, there's no.
Everyone wants the All Pro nominations now.
Yeah. The All Pro is the only one that matters. It used to be that the Pro Bowl really meant something. Yeah. It was that all-star game. People actually came out to like show off their abilities. Soon as they moved it before the Super Bowl, and it made it so that neither one of those rosters, which, let's be honest, when you make it to the Super Bowl, you generally have a lot of Pro Bowlers on that squad. Right. And so, you were already watering down the product, and then you pull it out of Hawaii. And now people are like, well, I don't really care about going to Orlando, or, this year it's in San Francisco or whatever. So you're just like, okay, like, what are we doing? And of course, now it's being played in a convention center. So, I mean, like, yeah.
That is weird.
This time around makes me think that they are just trying to finish choking it out and be done with it.
So they're not even doing 100 yards. What are they? Is that like arena football then?
It's like
flag football?
Yeah, it's flag football.
Yeah, it's like 45 yards.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. That is weird. That would be really weird to see that. I don't think I would pay money to go see that. I don't think I would.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday with that after that Sean Taylor hit. That's when that was the beginning of the end for the Pro Bowl. Like, Sean Taylor made sure that he was going to get his $50K worth playing in that game.
Right.
Yeah, and if they just keep it as the skills competition, that would be fine.
And then just add some more stuff to it, because like right now you have a couple things, but then like I said, it used to have the furthest throw. It used to have like the offensive lineman doing like bench presses, so you could bench press the most. Like, you could turn it into kind of a fun version of the combine, but just do it kind of with like prizes attached to it. Like, oh, the winner of this gets this or whatever. Yeah. No, I mean, you've killed the game, so you might as well just dump that. And then having the skills competition the week of the Super Bowl, sure, why not? Who cares? It won't be watchable. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't sit there and watch that. If you really want to have fun with it and still have a game, put all the offensive linemen up against each other and have them play the skill positions.
Yeah, I'm not going to watch that. Like,
what really should happen? Like, I feel like that they should do a combine competition.
Yeah.
That's really what should happen.
Yeah, like 40-yard dashes, farthest throw away. It's like just a bunch of stuff like that, and then the winner of like, you can still have it like AFC versus NFC, and you can still have like a team champion where whatever NFC or the AFC, whatever team wins the skills competition, like all the players get like $100K to split or whatever, depending on how many players you put on each team.
Yeah, do like banana football where it's like instead of banana baseball, banana football.
Oh, God, I couldn't do it.
Where they have to do a flip catch onto a pad. Like, I mean, that could be kind of cool. Like, it's like I'm thinking like a dunk competition, stuff that makes them have to do stuff and practice and maybe try to make something happen. Like, I think that would at least spark a little interest. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
I don't know.
It really just seems like they're trying to just end the Pro Bowl.
I'll tell you, if they start making it banana football, which they're not too far off from that, honestly, with this flag football thing, I mean, that just causes me to lose interest. And I'll be honest with you, unless I was an influencer, like Pax is an influencer, if I was an influencer, I would go to that because it makes business sense. But just as a fan, I don't think I would go as just a fan.
So if you were going to it,
Right.
it would probably be entertaining. It is not that entertaining to watch on TV.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like if you're there in the atmosphere and you're watching it and watching the skills challenges and stuff, that's actually cool. Like that's actually entertaining. To see it on TV, you're like, yeah, like I'm all right.
I mean, if they wanted to keep the whole flag football theme that they're doing right now, why not just kind of do what the NBA and the MLB do already? Like the NBA has the celebrity game where you have like
I like this. Just
yeah,
do
there
mascot bowl.
But like, if you want to keep flag football, why don't you just turn it into like a celebrity game? Like MLB's got the celebrity softball game where they have a bunch of celebrities play softball, former players from like the city that the All-Star game is being held in. NBA has the celebrity game where they do the same thing. Just have like a celebrity flag football game where, with the Super Bowl being in San Francisco this year, you could have Joe Montana and Steve Young as your quarterbacks. You could bring back Jerry Rice and some of these former players, and then you could have just like celebrities that are from the San Francisco area just make up the team. If you really want to play flag football, just do something like that, because then you're still getting the aspect of football, but you're bringing in like celebrities and different people that wouldn't normally be in the game.
I mean, I don't know if Jerry'd be able to do a whole lot anymore. I don't know if you saw him putting his rings on to flip off the Philly crowd, but he was struggling with that.
Listen, I would like to see Jerry Jones in a dunking booth and let us just dunk his ass. I mean, I would definitely do that one.
That would actually get really high ratings.
Yeah,
that would. I mean, that would be the bomb. You know,
there would be so many people watching that.
Right?
Or hey, look, if you donate $3,000, you can tackle Jerry Jones. Oh yeah, that would definitely get. Now he might die, which is what we want. No, we don't want that. I apologize. We don't want Jerry Jones to die. We don't. I don't want his death on nobody. I apologize. I should have said that, but. It would be fun just to tackle him. We'll put some pads, some memory foam or whatever. And then
what Jay says is his own opinion and does not directly reflect.
It's my stupidity. I apologize. It's just all mine. It's not theirs. It's not theirs. But if you're a Cowboys fan and you hate Jerry Jones, you probably know the anger that I had that he's our owner. You know that. It would go bankrupt by the balls. That's not true.
And if you want to bet that Jerry Jones will never get tackled and probably is never going to die, you could do that on BetUS. 125% back for your first bets of $100 and everything else that Bo's got to say.
In fact, you probably have to win some of these bets to be able to afford what it would cost to tackle Jerry Jones. But
man,
Northwest, you can also hit the gym. There is a new Reformer studio at the Ballard location. Free 5-day pass at any of the 3 locations using the QR code on the screen. Find your edge, True Fusion Gym.
Have you guys ever?
Where you can work out and get ready to tackle Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
I would pay money. Hey, I would pay money to see a coked out Michael Irvin spanking Jerry Jones with that belt. Now that might even.
He said it wasn't coke. There's no cocaine in the world that lasts for 5 hours.
But he said,
apparently he would know that, so that goes to show that he has used it before.
You know.
He said he hasn't used it in 20 years. The problem with that is that means he was still using while he was playing.
Right?
Hey, he can say it now. It don't matter. What are they gonna do?
No, exactly.
Take away his Hall of Fame?
And don't confuse cocaine with meth.
No, please don't do that. That would be a bad day.
Last 5 hours.
It does.
Hey,
it
but,
does last 5 hours. So he ain't lying. It's definitely not coke.
But if you're broke and cheap like Jay is, you just take some sugar and snort that.
I will tell you, I will absolutely tell you that if by chance, now I do know Michael Irvin. He does, him and I do have a small rapport. You know, it's,
really,
we've seen each other at a number of drafts. I always do a little bust of his balls. He busts them right back. He's always been really fun to talk to and hang with for the small amount of time that I've had. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that when I am at the Super Bowl and Radio Row, and if I get a chance, I am absolutely going to bring him on, and I will ask him point blank about this. I'll be like, listen, I tell you, we do a podcast, and we have seen you, and you look jazzed up.
Man, watching them spank that water cooler brought back memories of my dad spanking me as a kid. I mean, he was going to town. My dad had good cardio.
I'm like, and I want to just know, like, hey, listen, I've always known you as a good guy. I know that you have wound up in very weirdo situations that have gone public. And, you know, the fact that I wasn't there when you was your last game in your career, so I can't take any of the credit for booing you or cheering for your injury.
Nice.
But you know what I mean? It's like, I tell you, I want to see you around more because there's always something to talk about.
Man, you're not lying.
And the thing that's funny is I believe he probably wasn't. He just actually is kind of crazy like that. Like he is a really energetic dude, and always was, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's always had a huge personality that, you know, just came out everywhere.
Hey, not to mention though, didn't he get in trouble at that hotel lobby? I mean, that was him, right? If I remember correctly, and it wasn't that long ago, I don't think. Remember?
Last thing I remember, big story about. I don't remember exactly what the story was about, but I remember him being in trouble was almost a decade ago now.
Yeah.
That's been a while then. Okay.
I mean, think about it. Like we're 2 years into this show. Like time just cruises.
Man, it does cruise. I wish it would stop cruising. It's going way too fast. It's way too fast, man. I need it to slow down. Man, close your eyes, wake up, and you're on death, man. Like 70 years. Where did time go? Yeah.
That's when you know you're on meth.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you. I lost a whole decade. I lost 2 decades.
I tell you, I love guys that are friendly though. Like and Michael Irvin is that. Yes, I'm not going to the game.
Yeah.
I am going out there for Radio Row, the NFL honors, you know, like I'm going to be doing a lot of different work, but I'm not staying for the game. It's just, there's no need for me to be there. I wouldn't get I'm not going to paint up in Seahawks colors. I feel like that tickets are such at a premium that it's worth it for somebody who really wants to go.
Well, yeah. Cause your baseline ticket's like $2,300.
That's crazy.
That's if you're able to get it from the NFL.
Yeah.
Every other ticket would be getting from TickPick, which is about $6,500 right now.
Yeah.
So if you're up in the nosebleeds, you're paying $6,500.
I will tell you right now. Let's go and take a look at it from TickPick Direct. What is the cheapest ticket right now?
Brother, thanks for popping in. If you're a wrestling fan, definitely check his stuff out. Or if you happen to be a Bears fan. I know there's none of those, but
ain't nobody want that shitty franchise. Ain't done nothing since '85.
So ticket prices are starting to drop pretty good. They are down to $5,593 is the cheapest tickets you could purchase right now.
6,000 TickPick, 400.
$5,500 to get in the nosebleeds and use binoculars.
And you could use code PSG150 to get $150 off only on TickPick.
There you go.
No shameless plugs on this show.
What are you talking about? Only shameless plugs.
No plugs on this show.
I sent out the video to Seahawks fans.
Nice.
I congratulated them for making the Super Bowl and let them know that they could use code PSG150 to get $150 off your Super Bowl tickets. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
It all worked.
Go Chickens. See.
So, but I mean, it's one of those things where actually, I mean, I've always had a good relationship with Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm rooting for, I have a couple of friends that are Patriots fans. And like one of them's the Silver Bullet. He's the guy who's all silver in the Patriots uniform. He's a friend of mine. And I wish him good luck. I hope he enjoys the game. I know he will be there. But the Seahawks fans, like I said, when I had COVID, the Seahawks fans came out in force to wish me well, including like players' parents, like moms of players that were active on the Seahawks also reached out to wish me well. So I have a love for that fan base, because like I said, they have taken me in. I was an honorary Hawk of the Eagle Hawk, which is kind of funny.
Nice.
But it's like, but it's part of the fun of being this. Like I said, I don't have a rooting interest in this Super Bowl. So, but I'm going to root for the fans because the fans are the ones that are going to really be excited about this. And a good friend of mine, Elise, is the Seahawks fan of the year.
Good.
Oh, nice.
So, like, I have her on speed dial. I've sent her the video. I mean, it's awesome that she gets to go to the Super Bowl. Listen, she's an Army veteran. You know what I mean? She's, doesn't have the means like that. She would have come up with the money, I'm sure. It's not what I'm talking about here. But she doesn't have the means like that to be able to afford to go to a Super Bowl like this. Yet the Seahawks have given her 2 tickets because she's the fan of the year. So I'm excited for her about that. You know what I mean? That's an exciting time, and that's, she gets to be there. I am friends with the Eagles fan who wound up getting the fan of the year when we went to our first Super Bowl. In fact, if you go back into my YouTube all the way back to the beginning, I did a, Philly fan cave with him. And he showed me the video of him getting selected and stuff like that. It's a touching moment. You know what I mean? It's like you get super excited when you know the person and they just won that type of award.
Right.
How do you stand out like that? But how do you stand out like that to get? I mean, unless you're paid up. I mean, just a fan. How do you? I mean, do they look at your ticket sales? Like how long?
So, for instance, the Eagles fan this year that won the fan of the year has been a season ticket holder for 45 years. He's an older gentleman. He is a Navy veteran who used to be like a captain in the Navy. He raises tens of thousands of dollars every year for the Eagles Autism Foundation. He runs a tailgate that is a free tailgate. He's part of the Pro Football Ultimate Fan Association. So this guy has been a part of the framework of Eagle fandom. And this guy's never painted his face. You know what I mean? He doesn't do that. It's not his thing. But he is such a part of the framework of Eagle fandom that he deserves. I'm surprised that it's taken so long for him to get this award.
Yeah.
But that's how he was chosen. In previous years, it's kind of similar. That's like, who's the guy that's going to do the most and is doing the most for charity? And it's not the fact that you go to the games. It's what you're doing outside as part of the community and representing the Eagles fan base. That's how the Eagles choose theirs. So I am not a season ticket holder, and I have been people have put me up to win this award. And I have told those people at that time too, I'm like, I'm not there yet. Like I've got more to do. There's a lot more. The people that are deserving of this do a tremendous amount for charity and have done so for numerous years. So not that I don't do enough or don't do a lot. You know what I mean? It's not a matter of that. It's just a matter of I feel there's other people more deserving. And that when I finally do win the NFL, the Eagles fan of the year, I'm going to win it for the NFL because I want my resume to be so perfect that there's no way they can't choose me.
That's amazing. I mean, you're right. I mean, when you listen to all the things that you said that man had accomplished for all them decades, that is. I mean, that's very, very impressive. And autism is always a cause that, I mean, I know people that have had autism, have children that have had autism, and that's a hell of a charity to donate to. So
he does a thing every week for his tailgate where people put in $20 and they get it's a raffle for a signed jersey or whatever. He raises more money than excuse me, than most of the athletes that come in there. Now, Jason Kelsey is over and above, like way ridiculous in comparison. So, like, you got to take him out of the mix.
Yeah.
And then every corporation that raises money is in there. But he is consistently the top donator for in the entire, donation period every year because of what he does.
That's awesome.
So
that is awesome.
It was awesome that they finally they recognized that and they gave him that. Like, I go and I vote every day and I hit him about 25 times. So I give 25 votes because they allow you to vote and vote and vote and vote and vote and vote and vote. So I vote like 25, 30 times. If I'm sitting somewhere and I ain't doing nothing, I'm going there and I'm just hitting vote, vote again, vote again, vote again. Just trying to, hopefully he wins because he deserves it. Right. You know what I mean? It's just, plus, and he's a Navy guy, so he's a shipmate. And in his RV, when you go to take a piss in his toilet, there's a nice Dallas Cowboys star that you can aim at.
Now I don't like. No, I'm kidding. He's good. He's good. Hey, let me ask you guys just one sports question here. Cooper Flag, right? 49 points. I mean, this dude has not been in the league that long, and he's already putting up crazy numbers. I mean, I gotta imagine now. That his trajectory, and barring injuries, that as long as he can stay healthy, his trajectory is looking pretty amazing if he can continue to produce at that level.
Well, yeah. What I was reading this morning is that was the most by a teenager in NBA history.
Right? I mean, there was a reason why when he was at Duke University last year as a 17-year-old, he was invited to the United States men's national team camp. And he was in camp with them all summer and was pretty much making a lot of the 10, 11-year veterans looking silly at that camp. Like, this guy's been advertised very highly since he's been in high school. This is not a surprise to a lot of people that have followed Cooper Flag because he actually reclassified. Technically speaking, he should be a freshman in college this year. But he reclassified to get into college a year sooner so he could enter the draft when he did.
Well, and he seems to be doing pretty well. As I'll talk for Jay, since Jay asked the question and then disappeared.
And then bounced. Yeah.
Amazon showed up.
Right.
He said you told him he couldn't multitask. We're making progress. Now he just mutes himself to go get the package. But
he's still not multitasking.
No, but he actually is on the show now getting the Amazon.
The logo's on the show. Jay's not.
Hey, last night there was a lot of that going on though, because there was
sorry about that.
There was
what'd you get from Amazon, Jay?
Oh, if I said it on here, y'all would laugh, but it'd be very inappropriate. So we will bypass that question.
It's rechargeable anyway.
I don't know, but rechargeable was definitely inflatable, but that's besides the point.
Maxey and Embiid scored 40 and 37 points respectively.
Yep.
Last night to outlast the Sacramento whoever. Kings.
Sacramento whoever's. I've never heard of them before.
Yeah, well, nobody actually pays attention to them anyways. So, but they won. They won by 2 points. which is nice. I'll be actually watching them the night of the Pro Bowl. After the Pro Bowl, I am going to the Sixers Warriors game.
Nice.
Nice.
And then speaking of the Warriors, that does look like the front runner for Giannis right now.
The Warriors?
That would make some sense.
Yeah.
That would make some sense. Give Steph a real other option that he hasn't had in a while.
Right.
And I'm assuming I know you said Jonathan Kuminga was one of the trade assets that have to go. Who else were you saying? I think draft picks, I believe, as well.
Braden Podjminski, and then a couple draft picks tied in with it.
Oh, so Kuminga's not going to this.
No, it'd be Kuminga, Braden Podjminski, and I think 2 draft picks.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it would be a pretty good size package to go get it.
Well, 2 draft picks and those 2 guys, yeah, that might work for them. If they, again, I think if you're letting go of Giannis, though, I gotta imagine you're heading towards a rebuild, or at least a partial rebuild.
They're not going to be relevant probably for a while once they get rid of Giannis. I mean, theoretically speaking, when was the last time the Bucks were relevant before they had Giannis? Going back to 2002 when they had Ray Allen, and then after that, they had one decent playoff run in 2011 when they had like Brandon Jennings and some of them. But outside of that, the Bucks weren't relevant after Ray Allen and that group left until they got Giannis.
Yeah. Wasn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Wasn't he a Buck before he went to the Lakers?
Oh yeah.
I thought he was. I just couldn't remember. Okay.
No, he was not a Buck. He was a Laker. He was a Minneapolis Laker.
Okay.
And then they went to LA.
Okay.
He did
because I couldn't remember if it was Minnesota or
I thought that was Minnesota. He was the Minnesota Lakers.
No, he did play for the Bucks too, I thought.
I thought that's why they're called the Lakers, because they were in Minnesota, Minneapolis, right next to the lake.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar started his career with the Bucks 1969 to 1975, and then 75 he went to the Lakers.
Nice. But it makes sense now why, and I thought about that. You're right. I mean, that makes sense why they're called the Lakers. So I was like, why the hell is LA called the Lakers? But it makes sense that they were named after the lakes because it's a land of lakes. That makes sense.
I thought that was just a natural thing that he just moved with the franchise. I don't know when the franchise went over there. So,
well, I mean, names are always funny because when they move towns, most of the time they don't make sense because let's be honest, when it was New Orleans Jazz, you're like, okay, that makes sense. Utah Jazz doesn't make a ton.
No, it should be Utah Mormons, if anything. That would make sense, or yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. New York Jazz.
Yeah, I don't even know that if there's any type of jazz in Utah.
Yeah, no.
I
mean, there's probably a jazz bar somewhere.
You're just happy that they didn't take it. They're not called the Oklahoma City Sonics.
Oh, that would be weird.
If they did, Boeing would need to move more plants there for that to make sense. Since that's some of the reason why they had the name here, Supersonics.
I'm really hoping that you guys get y'all's team at some point. Y'all need to get it. They need to go back to Seattle. I do miss the Supersonics.
So when the TV contract expires at the end of next season, that'll be in theory when they're doing the expansion. And if that's the case, the front runners are Seattle and Vegas.
So where exactly would they be if they were to go to back? Where would they be playing their games? Because I don't think is that arena. Would they go back to the old arena, or are they going to build a new one, or do they have a new one?
They already rebuilt it. That's how we ended up with a hockey team.
Okay. Okay. I got you.
They would play at Climate Pledge Arena.
Got you. Okay. Cool.
Which is also the dumbest name for an arena. So
Climate Pledge. Yeah. That is weird. You got a lot of environmentalists out there in Seattle area?
Of course.
Yeah, they could call it the Greenpeace Arena and it would be the same.
Yeah, it's a weird name for an arena. That's for sure.
Recycle Arena.
There, but but it is a weird name.
There was something else in the news that I saw that was interesting.
Oh, you're talking about news, like sports news, or
no, sports
normal?
news. No, yeah. No, I meant sports news. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Joe,
that's
you
what
should be going to the Olympics, man.
Yeah, you
Right,
should.
it's in Italy.
Joe Brady, he touted Coleman. I guess that's like the first step. I guess you think to pair the bridge if they do plan on keeping Keon, maybe. But it looks like he's trying to do some locker room management already, which is good to see. Now, if he can just keep the owner out of the locker room, I think he'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Kraken collect another win, so that was good. Now this was against the Leafs, so that's not saying a whole lot, but that does put them on a 3-game winning streak, which is good. Obviously there's only a few games left before the Olympic break, and so for them to climb back into the playoff conversation would be good if they can squeeze off a couple more wins here, because they had a little bit of a rough patch, fell down to 6th in the division, well out of the wild card race. But now having a 3-game winning streak does at least get them back in the conversation. There is basically a 4-way, not tie, because there's 1 point that separates a couple of the teams, but in the Pacific Division, there's 4 teams that are all vying for that 3rd spot.
Yeah, I see that. Man, Minnesota tied it up with Dallas, but they're ahead because they got ahead by 1 point. So they're actually 1 point back. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds, honestly, Bo.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting too.
There's still a lot of season left, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But the 4th is the last game, the last day of NHL games before the Olympic break. So after that, then you don't have any NHL until I want to say the 28th.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I'm interested to see like a lot of these teams and how they handle the NHL break. Because yes, you're going to be sending some players over there, but having about 3 weeks off from hockey and then trying to jump back into it right away, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these teams handle that.
So I think for some of these teams like the Kraken that have been really inconsistent, that win last night actually moves them into 3rd place now. So that would have them back in the playoff picture. That being said, like some of these teams that have been really consistent, they might be able to use this break to kind of get back on track.
Yeah.
The team that has to not be loving this break coming up is the Avalanche, because they've been destroying the league, and a break this long might mess that momentum up.
I could see that.
Those are the kind of storylines within the NHL that will be interesting to watch as you get out of the Olympic break, just to see if some of these teams were able to reset and which ones it also hurt. Plus, once you get back from the Olympics, I think the trade deadline is only like a week or something out of it.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Let me ask you, hey, Pags, I was looking at your Flyers, and they're not doing too good. They're like 8 from the bottom.
Whoa, what a transition, Jay. Holy crap.
Let me just stick a dagger in you real quick. Like,
Well,
Hey.
I mean, not for nothing. So he's right. I mean, obviously, we're
100%.
right. I can't even argue that point. Everybody in the division minus the Rangers has 57 points or higher.
Are
So,
they
like
the Metropolitan?
Yeah, the Flyers got 57 points. So do the Maple Leafs, Ottawa Senators, Blue Jackets. The Devils have 58. The Capitals got 59. The Panthers got 59. Then you have the playoff teams that start at 65, 67, 67, 67, 70 and 71, 72.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Flyers need goaltending, and they need somebody to score. Now, Travis Konecny happens to be doing pretty well in the last 2 games, where he happens to have scored like 4 or 5 goals and has assisted on every other goal in the process of that.
Right.
but he's the only 20 goal scorer on the Flyers.
Mhm.
You need better goal scorers. The guys leaders in the league right now, like for points, Connor McDavid's got 94 points right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like goals scored, there are over 25 guys with 24 goals or more.
That's crazy. And I wonder that's why I want to get your opinion. Is what do you think your team needs to do to get back in it? It's something, even if it's not this year, next year, and so that makes sense.
We need a goal scorer. That's the problem. We need somebody who can put the puck in the net. I feel like that some of the things that they do, they just don't do very well. Like odd man rushes, I have never seen a more apathetic team that can screw up an odd man rush.
Yeah.
Now, when they're doing like breakaways they've been doing better at. They've been winning the shootouts, which has been nice, to kind of see that. But like the 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, 3-on-2s, they get lost. They just don't know what to do. And most times, I want to say 70% of the time, they don't even get a shot on net, which is really bad. Put the puck on the net, at the very least.
Right.
And so they're always looking for the next pass rather than putting the puck on net. And I want somebody who can get in front of the net and like deflect pucks and stuff like that, who's hard to move. Like Ristolainen, I wish that they would take him off of defense and train him to be a winger who could just sit in front of the net, because that's what they used to do for the power play. Their power play was so bad a couple years ago. They put him in front of the net, and guess what? They started scoring goals because he's impossible to move. He's a big dude. He's a tree trunk, and he stands there and he blocks the goaltender, and he tries to tip it. He doesn't tip it. It doesn't matter because the goaltender can't see the puck really well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes a big difference. I said that the Flyers were going to make the playoffs. I'm still going to stick with that right now because there's such a log jam on every team.
Yeah.
And that
You sound like a Cowboys fan right now. Do you know that? You sound just like a Cowboys fan. That's
I don't think I sound like a Cowboys fan because I'm not unrealistic that this is our year.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If they make the playoffs, we're not going to do anything in the playoffs. Yeah. But I want them to get that playoff experience. I want them to get in that first round. I want them to see how much faster the playoffs is, what the playoffs are like. Because as of right now, we got a really young team. And I watched Montreal take their really young team, who's got a little bit younger team than us, and they have gelled and been cohesive and have done this. I feel like that there are certain things that this Flyers organization has to do to get themselves better. And right now, they are not put in the right position to do so.
Well, and it's funny because the way you describe that is actually the exact issue that the Kraken have. Is we're good on defense. We fly around. We're one of the better teams in the league when it comes to keeping pucks out of the net. But we are some of the worst when it comes to scoring, and then specifically on power plays. Like we'll have entire power plays where we won't even get a shot on net, and that's more common than actually getting some. And then we do have a tendency to somehow give up shorthanded goals, which that is really frustrating to watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because not only are you not getting the shots on goal on your power play, but it also means that you're not in position. So if you miss, they got a free run down the ice to go, one-on-one with your goalie and have success. So it's there's definitely some things this Kraken team needs to fix. But I kind of view it the same way, is if the Kraken get in the playoffs, I don't necessarily think they're going to do anything. I just think it would be good for them to get there.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Pags, you're just a tad above 50% on your power plays, which is not bad. I mean, that means half the time you're scoring on your power plays.
That's actually very bad.
Is it bad? I don't know. To me, 50% is
not power plays. You want to be.
Where should you be?
75 plus. For
Oh,
power.
75 plus is where you should be.
'Cause you have a
Again,
one-man-
I'm new to
you
the
have a
sport of
one-man-
hockey, so
You have a
okay.
one-man advantage. You want to be 75, 80% plus. Otherwise, that's
Okay.
when you're when you're killing a power play. If you're around 37% kill rate, you're considered elite. If you can kill a penalty off 37% of the time without giving up.
No. You guys are I must be not understanding what it is that you're saying.
There's no way
Because-
you're going to be 70% scoring on a power play.
No, exactly. You're looking to maybe get to be 25%. One in every 4 would be great. And there's teams that do that. I'm saying that you want to kill off power plays somewhere in the 80 percentile. I think the Flyers do it. It's somewhere in the 75 percentile, which is low. But it's.
But
Give me
so you
stats.
had 47 power play attempts, and you can. And
Our
it looks like you got
power play
40.
right now is tied for last at 15.5%. That's our power play right now.
I'm looking at the wrong category then, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
The Kraken have actually done well recently. So ours has jumped up to 22%, which is 11th in the league, but they were down around 18%. If you were hitting power plays at an 80%,
I apologize. I was talking about I was looking at power play assists.
There's so many power
goals.
plays
I apologize.
during a game. There's always a ton of penalties during a game. So there's lots of opportunities. If you were hitting at an 80% rate, these scores would be like 10-7.
No, I'm sorry. I guess I thought PPA was power play attempts, but it's not. It's power play assists. So that's where my conversion was wrong. So I apologize.
Got you. It's like and right now our penalty kills at 78.6%, which is 20th in the league. So you have to be somewhere in the neighborhood. Like probably best in the league is about 84.5%, which would be the opposite of us scoring 15.5%. So.
Yeah, and then the Kraken, see, this is where they get hurt, is the penalty kill. They are 71.8%, which is 31st.
Hey, Joe is asking, can you explain a power play? He doesn't know what it means. I'm going to let you guys explain it. You're much better at it.
A power play is pretty simple. It's for a minor infraction. There's basically a 2-minute penalty box, and that means the other team has one more player on the ice. So that's the power play, is you outman the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, normally it's you could go down as many as 2 players for 2 minutes at a time, or 5 minutes at a time, really. I guess if you had 2 egregious penalties back to back like that, but
for sure. Or one of the double minors where it's a 4-minute.
I gotta find the video. I gotta find the video clip from the WHL and send it to you guys. There was a double minor penalty between both goalies. So both goalies went into the penalty box. So we had 2 minutes of empty net.
On both sides.
That's weird.
Crazy. That is weird.
That is weird.
I don't even know how you would do both goalies with that.
So that was off of that goalie fight, I'm assuming.
No, this is the WHL is the Canadian.
Gotcha.
The Canadian developmental league for a lot of the top high school kids that are about to either go into the draft or about to go to college. Like it's the top amateur, basically professional league in Canada. And there was 2 goalies that got on a massive fight and both got 5-minute majors, but they weren't going to put the goalies in the box for 5 minutes. So it was 2 minutes in the box for each goalie with empty nets for 2 minutes. I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah, but that's not the way that should go, because then you just bring the backup goalie in and then you have to take one guy off the ice.
Exactly. So. That's a weird layout. That being said, that does get us to the top of the hour. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe. Otherwise, we will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Peace.